Welcome everybody to the South Hockey Network live from Northwest Arena in Jamestown, New York. Our coverage continues of the 2025 Governor's Cup as the South Kent Cardinal out of Connecticut will take on the Upper St. Clair Panthers of Pennsylvania. Dylan Ward here on the call with you. Hopefully we'll hear from tournament director Jeff Morrow shortly as he'll come on to do some color with me alongside Gerard Boris, our producer. We've got a good one for you today. Upper St. Clair with a record of 1-1-0, 3.5 points per period. They must win every period to keep themselves alive here in the tournament. As for the South Kent Cardinal, they've got a record of 2-0-0. If they win the game, they advance to the playoffs tomorrow morning. Currently at 7.5 points per period. We'll explain those tiebreakers for you as we roll along here. South Kent, 2-0 as I mentioned. A 5-1 victory over St. Ignatius out of Ohio, and a 5-3 victory over Lake Forest out of Illinois. As for Upper St. Clair, they lost 6-2 to Norwich Free out of Connecticut, and a shootout win 4-3 earlier today versus the St. Joseph's Marauders of New York. Starting goaltenders here today. For Upper St. Clair, it'll be Owen Laurent. And for the South Kent Cardinal, it will be Cash Johnson, the junior. And we're set for the opening face-off here at Northwest Arena. Beautiful Northwest Arena. This 3,000-seat stadium hosts this Governor's Cup every year. This is the 20th annual, and we're underway here in Jamestown. Played out to the neutral zone by Upper St. Clair. Grabbed by South Kent. Kruger goes across. Jack Werbeck dumped in by the Cardinal. Down below the goal line. Picked up by Spraza. To the far side half boards, they'll try and play it out. And now a hit into the far side board. Spraza up to Sheegan, but brought back over the line by South Kent just offside. And we get our first whistle of the game. Currently, there are 4 teams that are 2-0-0. The Bethel Park Blackhawks, the Norwich Free Cadets, the Seneca Valley Raiders, and the South Kent Cardinal. Glenbrook South also has completed their 3rd game, so they're 2-0-1. So all 5 of those teams I just mentioned currently with 4 points in the Governor's Cup so far. Now high slot, here's a shot, that one wide of the net. No save necessary there for Laurent. Now a wraparound attempt wouldn't go. Goes back up to the left point. Here's a big shot off the stick of Daniel Esposito, and it bounces all the way back out the other way. Below the goal line, Esposito now gets it out to the neutral zone, and it's brought over the line by Pelletier. He takes a shot, and the save is made by Laurent. Out to neutral ice. They'll try and backhand that one down, but it's kept alive and sent in on net again. Stopped by Laurent. Says, let's go South Kent School with 3 exclamation marks. Really wanted to get his point across there. Feel free to use the live chat. We love interacting with all of you fine people watching from home. If you got any questions about the tournament, send them our way. Shot from up high. That one just sizzles past the net off the stick of Jack Werbeck. He's taken a couple of those big slap shots already in this game. Werbeck back over the line, down the left wing side, sicked away by Connor Ruffner. Out to neutral ice and grabbed by Stepien. Aiden Stepien takes a shot and a glove save made by Laurent. Nice stop. And South Kent applying the pressure early here. Take a look at the replay here on the South Hockey Network. We'll show you the main cam and the goalie cam, the Baker goalie cams. A great feature of the South Hockey Network. We love to see that behind the net view. Another icing in live action as you can watch Laurent make this stop with his glove. Look at that. Quick reflexes from number 35, White. Face-off coming, right wing circle. Kevin Howell will take it against Jonathan Knedel. And now kicked out of the dot in to replace is Hayden Polly. Drop of the puck, Polly wins it. Back up high slot. Here's a shot and a left pad save. Rebound fired to the net. That one stopped. Now another try by South Kent wouldn't go. And finally Upper St. Clair able to clear this one out of the zone. Upper St. Clair, the Panthers, lost in the championship game last year here in the Governor's Cup by a final score of 6-1 against the Glenbrook South Titans of Illinois. As that puck goes up and out of play. And they'll drop the puck in the Panthers offensive zone, right wing side. Kicked out of the face-off circle there is Ryan Sparra. And Sheegan comes in instead. Wins the face-off, gets a shot off the draw, and that's absorbed by Cash Johnson. We'll drop the puck again, right wing circle. Circle to Johnson's left. Sparra ready for the draw. Instead, he'll get kicked out, and Sheegan comes in again. Second time that's happened in a matter of seconds. Sheegan wins it, though. Back up high, top of the right circle. This one fired wide of the net. Comes to the near side half boards and regained by the Cardinal. Puck bouncing in neutral ice and brought in by Sheegan. He tries a shot. That one's blocked by Robert Kruger. Now brought back out the other way by South Kent. This is Sergiek. Centers it. Nice spin move. He looked to get that one to the slot, but couldn't bury it. Now left wing circle down to the goal line. Puck behind the net. And regained by Upper St. Clair. Quinn Caslin looked to clear it out. Could not, as there was a body in the way. Now a holding goes uncalled. South Kent cycles it back up high. This is Kruger with a shot. Deflected aside by the stick of Sheegan. Backhanded out of the zone, and the Cardinal will have to reset. 15-minute periods here. The goals per period as the tiebreaker. What a move here, trying to go to his backhand. Now sends it back up high, top of the right circle. And a quick shot is stopped by Laurent. Now another shot from the left side, also saved by the Upper St. Clair netminder. Owen Laurent, the senior goaltender, number 35. A couple of quick saves there. Keeping it 0-0 early on, just 4 minutes into this one. Just the one chat so far. Come on, people, let's get some chats in the chat room. We love to hear from you watching at home. Let us know who you're rooting for here in this game. Hope you found us okay on the South Hockey Network, as we'll be bringing you the rest of the Rink 1 action here from the 2025 Governor's Cup. This one sent back up to the right point. Unable to keep that one in the zone was Brent McQuaid, the senior defenseman, and he'll chase it back down into his own zone. Out to neutral ice. Filimonov, the leading point scorer for this team in the Governor's Cup, gets it to Jack Werbeck, who brings it down below the goal line. Now right in front, backhander high, and caught by Laurent as he hangs on. 10:14 to go here in the first period. Dylan Ward on the call, Gerard Boris standing by as our video producer and technical engineer. Left circle face-off incoming. Kevin Howell will take it against Jonathan Knittel. Puck sent back up high. Here's a quick shot. Stopped by Laurent. Rebound hit the side of the net. Now regained by the Cardinal. They'll look to get it back up to the right circle. Far side, tough angle shot wouldn't go. As now sent back up to the right point. Here's a shot in and out of the glove of Laurent. And Upper St. Clair looking to clear it out of the zone. They eventually will. It's been all South Kent so far in the early going, but Owen Laurent keeping them in this one, making some key saves in just the opening 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Bekashev back in his own end. Goes to Polly. Hayden Polly looking to get that one out of the zone, blocked by his own teammate, Howell. Now Howell out to the neutral zone, wanted Polly, but it rolled off his stick, and Gaslin has to chase it back for Upper St. Clair. Panthers in white, Cardinal in black. As Gaslin comes over the line, down the left wing side, fires a shot. That one's blocked and sent out the other way. Left for a man, high slot. He'll get rid of a shot and a save made. That was Sugarek with the shot, looking for his second goal of the tournament there. But Laurent said no. Left circle face-off now. Won by the Panthers. Played off the boards and racing up after the puck is Gallardini, I should say. Now behind the net, Upper St. Clair looking to make something happen in the offensive zone, but it's quickly regained by South Kent. They might have a 3-on-2 here as they come over the line down the left wing side. Sugarek to the net, and that one tipped away. Sheegan, but now thrown to the slot again. Forehand shot, centering pass. Oh, what a save made by Laurent on a great passing play by the Cardinal. And Owen Laurent, the MVP of this game so far. Cardinals still with it in the attacking zone. Behind the goal line, sent up high to the top of the right circle. Stepien takes a shot. That gets blocked. Can't get it out of the zone, though, off the rebound. Toskin, now right wing side. Goes below the goal line. And Yarkarov. Up high. Fired down low. Look to center that one to the low slot, but it's cleared all the way down by the Panthers, and it will be an icing. Let's take a look at that stop again. .7:47 to go in a first period that has been flying by. Not a lot of whistles. Already halfway through the opening frame. South Kent reworks it. Pelletier sends it towards the net, rolled through the blue paint. And will be sent not out of the zone, kept alive at the blue line by McQuaid. He fires. And another save made by Laurent. No shots on goal are being tracked at this tournament, unfortunately. So we don't have the exact figure for you, but it's got to be plus 10 plus, I should say, stops already for Laurent. Now a circle to Laurent's left. A new Panther comes in to take the draw. That's Samuel Cassani. And the puck possessed by the Panthers. They'll get it out to the neutral zone, but not much farther as it's dumped back in by South Kent again. Now high slot, down to the left circle. Just below the line, now back up high. It rolls free of everyone and goes all the way down. South Kent has had some solid offense in this tournament. 5 goals in each of their first 2 games. Outscoring their opponents 10-4. Has not allowed a goal in the opening period yet in this tournament. Outscoring their opponents 2-0. It was 1-0 after the first in each of their 2 games. Looking to advance to the semifinals with a victory in any fashion. Whereas the Panthers are fighting for each possible period point they can get. Schuster behind the goal line, now the Panthers. Quinn Caslin looked to clear it out, kept alive. This is Bekashev below the goal line. Plays it off the boards, back up to the left point for Werbeck. Down to the circle once again. Taylor gonna clear this one out to neutral ice, and he does just that. Now up high again. Here's a shot absorbed by Laurent as he makes the stop. Just under 6 minutes to go here in period number 1. 0-0 game, but South Kent all over the Panthers so far in the early going. Period still up for grabs as well. As here come the Panthers. Sinowski out to the neutral zone, and Clair will have to rework. Clair goes to Gallardini, who fires it in. Now Spara. Cardinal taken down. The fans wanted a penalty, though. They're not going to get one. Now here's a quick shot and a big save made by Cash Johnson. His first work in a little while. Now a Cardinal is smashed into the far side boards, and that draws the attention from the official. Interference will be the call, and South Kent will have the game's first power play. Yeah, it's that hit on that left side of your screen. Didn't have the puck at the time, so having a seat for 2 minutes is Jacob Clair, and South Kent going to the power play. Their power play has been clicking at a 42.9% clip, 3 out of 7 so far at this Governor's Cup. Although on the other side of things, Upper St. Clair with a 3-for-3 penalty kill through their first few games, and a shorthanded goal scored. We'll see what happens here as two dominant special teams lock horns. Here's a shot, one-timer from the right side. That missed the net. Looks like he didn't get all of it. Sort of a knuckle puck on its way to the net. And it's sent down below the goal line for Gaslin. Gaslin has it and will fire it all the way down. Good start to the PK here for the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. Now the Cardinal bring it back up. And one man picked the other's pocket, but it is regained by South Kent. Sugarek skates through the neutral zone, comes over the line. Sugarek now gets it to Yarkov. Sugarek gets it back. The high slot. Sugarek goes across D to D now. This is Esposito crashing down below the goal line. Got it to the near side and back up for Stepien. Occupying that right point position now. Goes down to the left circle for Esposito. Right circle, I should say. He takes a shot, and that one goes over the crossbar. Now left point, Sugarek, but sticked out of the zone by the Panthers. And chased back after by the Cardinal. Near side, Esposito brings it across the line, centers it. Puck just sitting there. They'll try and clear it out. And now finally able to settle it down and lift it out is one man, and here comes a shorthanded chance. Gallardini towards the net, and that one wouldn't go. 26 seconds to go on the power play for the Cardinal. Now here comes Filimonov. Down below the goal line, sent it up high to some fresh legs, fresh off the bench. Howell down to the corner, now up high. Here's a quick shot off the stick of Pelletier. And that one, I believe, was stopped by Loren. If not, it was blocked by someone in front. Power play has come to an end. Here's a shot from the left circle. That one blocked, and it goes down below the goal line. And the Panthers clear. But that was after the penalty had expired, so it will be an icing, of course. 0 for 1 on the power play are South Kent. They're now 3 for 8 so far in this tournament. And it stays a 0-0 hockey game. Game 3 for both of these teams here at the Governor's Cup. A combined record of 3-1. South Kent 2-0. Upper St. Clair 1-1. Period coming down to the wire too with the tiebreaker. You want to score. You want to win as many periods as you can. This one's poked ahead, and coming way out of the net is Johnson, and nearly caught as Luca turned around and fired one that went just wide. Well, maybe not just wide. Now fired back down the other way. Picked up by Quinn Caslin. Goes across for Luca. Kept in the zone by South Kent. South Kent Cardinal from Connecticut. Upper St. Clair Panthers from Pennsylvania. 3-time Pennsylvania state champions, 1980, 1987, and most recently in 2011. Look to center that one in front, but it bounces off the side of the net and covered up by the goaltender, Cash Johnson, which, by the way, might be one of the coolest names I've ever heard personally. 2:19 to go here in this first. Still no more chats besides our original one from Let's go South Kent School, and they score right there off a face-off win. And against the odds, being outplayed, the Panthers are the team that strike first, and they get a big goal as they lead the first period 1-0. Goal scored by Nevin Sheegan-Sinowski. Let's watch it one more time. And that just bounces off the pad of Cash Johnson, and then Sheegan is right there to bury the rebound. That's Nevin Sheegan-Sinowski's third goal of this tournament and fourth point. And the first period goal South Kent has allowed all weekend. And again, with the tiebreakers, that is just a massive goal. Now let's see if they can keep the pressure on. Sheegan across the line, left wing side. Tried a shot, looking for the 5-hole of Johnson, couldn't find it. Now played up to Taylor, right circle. Cardinal look to bring it out, they cannot. It's sent back deep again. Here's Daniel Esposito. Skates over the center ice line, now the blue line. He's going coast to coast. Esposito looking to do it all himself as he takes a shot. That one was stopped by Laurent. Now played the other way by Upper St. Clair, and it's an icing with 1:32 to go in the first. Of course, high school hockey here, you're allowed to change, even if you do ice the puck. So again, as it stands, Upper St. Clair with 3.5 period points coming into this one. They need a win, but more importantly, they need to win all 3 periods. Otherwise, they will be eliminated from the Governor's Cup. Now South Kent looking to respond. Puck played up high, near side corner. And brought back out by the Panthers. Sent in deep, turned aside by the goaltender. Now up to Jacob Taylor. Right point, fires a shot, absorbed by Cash Johnson, and he hangs on for a whistle. 50 seconds to go here in the first. 1-0 game in favor of the Panthers. Your goal scorer, Nevin Sheegan-Sinowski. Point leader here for Upper St. Clair as well through the weekend, now at 4 points, 3 goals and an assist to his name. Drop of the puck. And it's played out to neutral ice by the Cardinal. Tear. Brought over the line here by Howell. He tries a shot. Nice glove stop made by Laurent. Tell you what, if Upper St. Clair is going to sneak into the semifinals, Laurent's going to be a big part of that. He's made some stellar stops here to our right. As we'll look at this close-up angle of it. Look at that. Beautiful. Left circle face-off with 38 seconds to go in the first period. Won by the Cardinal. To the slot. Fanning on a shot, but now another shot is also fanned on by Brett McQuaid. Now back up to the left point. Kruger. Down low. Kevin Howell. Far side corner. Brings it back up high. Now here's Kruger. Down to Polly. Knocked out of the zone by Upper St. Clair. And that'll be an icing. And the Panthers will change one player. Gallardini comes onto the playing surface. 8.2 seconds left. Again, Upper St. Clair must hold this period lead to stay alive in the tournament. They have to win all 3 periods if they want a chance. Left circle face-off. Sugarek ready to take it for the Cardinal. It's one. Back up high, sent across to the left side. Here's a shot. Big save made by Laurent. And then another one as he hangs on to it with 0.7 seconds to go in the period. And that right there could be tournament saving by Owen Laurent. 1 and 2. Hanging on to that one. They'll probably try a shot off the faceoff. Didn't work, and time expires. And the Panthers, in spite of being pretty heavily outplayed, win the first period 1-0, and they'll carry that lead into the second. Don't go anywhere. Second period will start in just a couple of minutes right here on the South Hockey Network. Welcome back to the South Hockey Network, everybody. All set for period number 2 here at the Governor's Cup, the 20th annual Governor's Cup here in Jamestown, New York. Team switch sides. Panthers leading 1-0 after the first period, a big period win. Again, if you're just joining us, based on the tiebreakers of this tournament, which is points per period, in order for the Panthers to stay alive in the tournament, they must win all 3 periods, and they get the job done in period number 1, and we're underway in period number 2 as the team switch sides. Cardinal in black going from right to left on your screen, and the Panthers in white going from left to right. In a period that was dominated by South Kent, it's Upper St. Clair who found the 1-0 lead thanks to some incredible goaltending by Owen Laurent. If you are enjoying this broadcast, please subscribe to the South Hockey Network on YouTube. It is free to do so and helps us out a lot, as this shot just misses the top right corner. Also, don't be shy, folks. Use the chat feature. We love interacting with you watching at home. Let us know who you're rooting for. Let us know your thoughts on the first period. Have any questions about the tournament? We accept those too, as this shot from up high is stopped by Laurent, and he holds on for the save. Just 51 seconds into the second period. Final score to report to you. The Peters Township Indians of Pennsylvania have defeated the St. Joseph's Marauders of New York 4-3 in regulation, 4-1 the period points there. So Peters Township advances to 2-1-0. Unfortunately for them, they have been eliminated, as that was not enough to surpass the current line. Fourth place Seneca Valley, with only 2 games played, is sitting at 8.5 points per period. Now played back down the other way. Haslin goes to the far side corner. And now played out by Luca. Grabbed quickly back by Werbeck. Now down the other way, Laurent will just put a glove on top of it and take no chances as he stops play with 13:25 to go. One nothing game, 0-0 period, as you can see right below the scoreboard on your screen. Here's a shot from up high, blockered away by Laurent. And now back up high to the left point. Here's another shot, another glove save made by Owen Laurent. Boy, oh boy, I do wish we are counting shots on goal here. Unfortunately, we're not, but I'd like to know how many stops this young man has so far. Number 35, White. Able to track that one, and the reach of his glove hand has been impressive. Another face-off win for the Cardinal. Top of the left circle, here's a shot off the stick of Daniel Esposito, but it wouldn't go. Now played out all the way down, puck rolling towards the goal line, and it will be an icing with 13 minutes to go in the second period. So already eliminated from this tournament, Peters Township, St. Joseph's, Pine Richland, St. Ignatius, and Lake Forest. South Kent in a good spot here if they can come back and win this game. As a matter of fact, a 3-0 record should do it. I don't think there's going to be more than 4 3-0 teams. We'll see how things progress. Tell you the truth, depending on how many period points they get, currently at 7.5. Big hit in the neutral zone. Delayed penalty coming up. And luckily the injured player is able to skate back to the bench. That's Ryan Spara. And finally the whistle sounds. Laboring, but did not require help getting to the bench, which is always a good sign. So a power play awaits the Upper St. Clair Panthers. Yeah, that is not going to fly the officials. So the Panthers able to kill off the Cardinal power play. Now they get a chance of their own. So far their power play, though, 0 for 4 in this tournament. And the penalty kill for South Kent is 4 for 4. But based on that first period, the fact that the Panthers were able to come away with a 1-0 period win, you just never know what could happen. And it looks like it's going to be a 2 and a 10 as an extra skater skates to the box for South Kent. So a 2-minute power play for Upper St. Clair. Puck drops at the right wing circle. South Kent wins it. Look to clear it out, kept alive by Sheegan. He's got your lone goal so far. Luca plays it to the left side circle. A shot by Gallardini, I should say, goes wide. Now Luca. Back to the captain once more, Nico Gallardini. Sheegan gets it back, high slot. Now to the left point for Justin Schuster, number 6'7". Sheegan down to Luca. We've got a penalty on the play. This time it's going to go against Upper St. Clair. So just 30 seconds into their power play, this is going to shift to a 4-on-4 as the referee reports the penalty to the box. And actually, he's been thrown out of the game. What happened there? Let's watch it again. Number 77, White, Cooper Stutzman. Watch him in the slot. We're going to get the goal cam look too. And yeah, he just takes his stick and spears the goaltender in the chest. You cannot do that. So a 5-minute major has been put on the scoreboard. So we're going to have a minute and a half of 4-on-4. Then it will be an extended power play for the South Kent Cardinal. What a turn of events here at the Governor's Cup. Maybe the biggest crowd we've seen at this tournament watches on. Lots of teams observing potential opponents in the semifinal, perhaps. All right, 4-on-4. Let's see if the ice opens up a little bit for South Kent, who has had plenty of chances but has not beaten the senior netminder for Upper St. Clair. Pelletier Goes to Werbeck. Tried a shot, broke his stick. And now the other way come the Panthers. Pelletier stays out there without a stick, trying to make a defensive play. He's back in his own zone, and as it's played to him, and there to bail him out was his man Bekashev. Now he'll go to the bench. Instead of a new stick, he'll just sub off, and Stepien comes back on. Near side, Upper St. Clair has it. Gaslin goes across. Owen Taylor knocks it into the zone. Out of his net to play it, Cash Johnson. Plays it to his man near side, Aiden Stepien. Down below the goal line once again. This is Suleimanov. Now Pelletier. Brings it over the line, left wing side. What a drag there. Takes a shot, and I believe Laurent got a piece of that. Now back out to neutral ice. And South Kent will play it back into their own zone. Robert Kruger, penalty coming to an end here against the Cardinal. And they're ready to embark on a 3-minute, 30-second power play, a major power play, so they can score as many goals as they want. And the full 5 minutes will be served. Kevin Howell down below the goal line. Gets it up to neutral ice. Played into the zone, intercepted by Upper St. Clair, but now crashing the net was Ivan Filimonov, but the save is made by Laurent. Upper St. Clair fighting for their tournament hopes. Need to win every period. Face-off is won by South Kent. Up high, still plenty of time here on the power play. 3 minutes. Here's Stepien. Goes to Sugarek, gets it back. Stepien shot is blocked, and it's a breakaway, but losing an edge was Cassani. And boy, a tough break for the Upper St. Clair Panthers. He had a step on the defenseman and just couldn't get that shorthanded look. Now here come the Cardinal. Pass across, attempt, and a nice play made by Sheegan, the goal scorer, to get in the way of that passing lane. Now back up high, down to the right circle. This one sent down low, touched right in front, and a shot is stopped and turned aside by the goaltender. Couple things to show you. Here's the great defensive play by Sheegan, number 91 in white. This was a 2-on-1 and just completely cuts off that passing lane. And now we're going to look at the save made by Laurent. Or no, pardon me, that's the breakaway that was fumbled. We'll try and look at that on the main cam at the next whistle if we can. But meanwhile, we're back underway. Down to 2 minutes on the major power play. Yarkov sent it back up high. Here's a shot. I believe a piece of that got Laurent, and it's cleared out by Upper St. Clair. Now brought ahead. Filimonov all the way to the net. Got a shot off, but the net came off. Nice one-man play right there. Eight and a half to go in the second period, a slower moving second period than the first, with a couple penalties that stopped action. Now McQuaid goes to the left circle. This one fired off the stick of Pelletier. Nice velocity on that shot, but it wouldn't go. Now kept alive at the right point. Here's a shot turned away by Laurent once again. Now down below the line. Back up to the right circle. Down low once again. Suleimanov. Back up high, this is McQuaid. Goes down to the left circle for Pelletier. But knocked out of the zone by Upper St. Clair. And a great penalty kill here for the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. Keeping South Kent off the board so far. Here's a shot from the left circle by Pelletier, and it's stopped by Laurent once again. Halfway through regulation time in this low-scoring affair between Connecticut and Pennsylvania. Here's a shot by Sugarek, but that one wouldn't go. And the Panthers able to clear it out. All of a sudden, just 30 seconds to go in the major penalty. Now Stepien is pressured. He's able to retrieve the puck and go to center ice with it. And great defensive work there by Jacob Teyer getting in the way. Now the other number 8 centers it for Yarkov, but he can't get a slap shot away. Now Stepien. Back to the right circle. Stick taps on the Upper St. Clair bench as they have successfully killed off the major penalty that resulted in an ejection to Cooper Stutzman. So still 1-0. Here's a shot. That one hit the side of the net off the stick of Igor Toskin. But for Upper St. Clair, you got to remember, they have to win this period to keep their hopes alive. They have to win all 3. They did the job in the first period and currently still lead by that same score of 1-0. Sugarek knocked off the puck by Teyer as he lifts this one out with a backhand. A perfect punt as that thing slows up and will not be an icing. South Kent regains the puck and plays it all the way down. That missed everybody and will be an icing against them. Stopping the clock with 6:07 to go in the second period. 1-0 the score in favor of Upper St. Clair. I see 43 people watching on YouTube. We hope you found us okay on the South Hockey Network. Out of all 43 of you, I know someone is brave enough to leave us a chat in the live stream besides who sent a chat before the game even started. Now up high, here's a shot into the glove of Cash Johnson, and he makes the stop. Another whistle with 5:55 to go here in period number 2. Face-off coming at the left wing circle, Panthers attacking zone. It's won back by South Kent, right on net it goes. And the rebound swiped out of harm's way by Jack Werbeck. Out to neutral ice and sent right back in by USC. Now Werbeck flecks it right back on his own net. And that's held on to by Cash Johnson. Baker goalie cams, a great feature we love here on the South Hockey Network, showing you replays of all the goals and noteworthy plays. So you look at both goaltenders who have both been solid here tonight. Face-off coming at the left dot once more. This time it's won by South Kent. They'll bring it out. Filimonov looking to get around a couple defenders, but it's taken back by Owen Taylor. Kept alive right point, but a penalty is called by the referee on the near side. And a bit of confusion here in the crowd. It's going to go against the Cardinal. Palms up is Ivan Filimonov, the junior forward, the point leader on this Cardinal team. Let's see if we caught anything on camera here. Filimonov, number 25 in black, he's right there. And was that the penalty? I believe so, because the whistle went right there. Tough to say, but they will call it, and it's another 2-10. Hayden Polly will go serve it. Upper St. Clair waiting for one more skater out there. They're going to have a power play here. Castlin will be that skater. All right, USC on the power play. For the second time, their first power play didn't last long because they took a penalty right after that. Now into the zone comes South Kent, shorthanded, but quickly grabbed back by Upper St. Clair. The Panthers bring it over the line. Here's a shot from the left wing side off the stick of the captain, Nico Gallardini, but that's stopped by Cash Johnson for a whistle. Roy Kruger says, thank you for doing this amazing live stream for a high school game. No problem, Roy. We love doing it. Dylan Ward here with the headset on alongside Gerard Boris, our technical engineer. Roy Kruger says, it's supposed to be Cardinals, like the bird, not the priest. Gerard and I were thinking it should have been the Cardinals, but that's what was written on the program from Jeff Morrow. So we put Cardinal up there. We'll change that at the end of the second period, but they score on the power play. It's knocked home. And Upper St. Clair, Connor Ruffner gets his first goal of the tournament and puts USC ahead 2-0 and 1-0 here in the period. Big time goal for them as they need to win every period from here on out to have a chance. And that whistle gives us a chance to turn it over to Jeff Morrow. Or do you want to do it at the intermission? Finish the period? Okay. But Jeff Morrow, the tournament director, is standing by with a couple members of Seneca Valley, who we will see up next here on the South Hockey Network. So you'll hear from them at the second intermission. And by the way, thank you, Roy Kruger. We thought it was supposed to be Cardinals, but it says South Kent Cardinal on all the tournament programming. We thought it was like Stanford. Played out, Luca chases after it. Luca puts on the brakes, look to center it, but that's intercepted, and here comes Igor Toskin. Toskin comes over the blue line down the right wing side, leaves it for Sugarek. Here's a shot, that one wide of the net. And it's regained by the Cardinals. Cardinals! And regained once again by the Panther. Try and fork this one out to neutral ice. It's kept alive at the point. Now, top of the left circle, surveying was Sugarek. Gets it down low for Elias Yarkov. Now, top of the right point. Deflected right to the blue paint, and they score! It's tapped home. On the follow-up by Severio Sugarek for his second goal of the Governor's Cup. And that gets South Kent on the board, their first of the game, and ties the period, more importantly, 1-1. We'll take a look at the replay. Looked like the goaltender was going to freeze that, but a nice backhand forehand right above the blue paint by Sugarek. And we've got a 1-1 period and a 2-1 lead for Upper St. Clair. Now South Kent looking to respond. This one in on net, that gets stopped. Rebound to the near side, and the Panthers will look to bring it up ice. Now the Cardinals get it back. Aiden Stepien. No icing there, as tournament director Jeff Morrow puts on the second headset. Let me fix this microphone for you, Jeff. And Jeff, welcome to the South Hockey Network. I understand you've got an interview lined up for the second period intermission.
Yeah, we're going to have Coach Tyler Wasiska and Captain Carter Hayden from Seneca Valley. But we have a developing situation here with South Kent. It's pretty interesting.
That's what I'm saying. Currently, the period tied 1-1. They lost the first period.
Upper St. Clair's a scrappy team. They have good structure. They've changed the culture of this program. Dave Stock's done a wonderful job.
Now a shot from up high, stop, rebound. Oh, what a save made by Laurent, keeping the second follow-up out. Now, Upper St. Clair rushes ahead. Here's Taylor with a shot. That one just sizzles wide of Cash Johnson's net. Now South Kent into the zone and finally covered up by the goaltender. Boy, oh boy, let's look at that stop one more time. Yeah, that second save was impressive. The goal cam's going to tell a better story. Owen Laurent has been keeping his team right in this one. Look at that. Extends the right leg. And, Jeff, if he doesn't clip his toenails this morning, he's not getting that save.
I think the South Kent player clipped them for him.
Gaslin behind the goal line as time is winding down in the second period. In order for Upper St. Clair to have any remote chance, they're going to have to win all 3 periods. Currently tied 1-1 here in the second in the 2-1 game overall.
What's their point total at this point?
They came into this game with 3.5. So they got 4.5 for the first period. Say they have no chance? They have a tiny chance, Jeff.
Yeah, they do, because there could be 2 teams at 2-1. You're right.
Exactly. Currently the bar right now, 8.5 points. Entered this game with 3.5. Kept alive at the blue line. We're down to the final minute here of period number 2, as this one's sent down the other way by the Panthers.
We have a lot of things to cook in the kitchen before this is over.
All right. I like
we
the sound
name
of
our
that.
finalists here.
We'll know the semifinalists by the end of the night. This one's stolen away, centered. Here's a shot, big save, and then another save on the rebound.
You should get 5 to 10 for that one.
Owen Laurent. Oh my goodness, Jeff. I wish we were counting shots on goal here at this tournament, because he's got to be at 30 saves by now. Unbelievable stuff from number 35, White. Anyone at home? Maybe a rough estimate of shots on goal? Maybe you're a goalie parent and you've been counting them while watching on. Let us know if you have any idea. Here's Sheegan from up high. This one sent wide. And time's going to run out of the second period. Upper St. Clair is out. Can no longer mathematically make it to the semifinals. As they tie the second period, Jeff, they needed to win all 3.
They'd like to play spoiler here and send South Kent home as well with them.
Here's that 2 saves made by Laurent, playing his heart out.
So I'm going to step in. Carter Haynes, the captain of Seneca Valley, is going to join us. Dylan, thank you for your great work. We'll wait momentarily so Dylan can get his laptop.
You guys want to sit here?
We're good. We're good here. We're good here. Carter's fixing his hair for the interview.
I can't hear anything. There we go.
Okay. We're blessed to have Carter Haynes with us, the captain of Seneca Valley. And Carter, I got to go back to about 5 or 6 years ago when you played for me as a peewee. And I said at the time, you'd make a good captain. I think you'll be a better coach at some point in your career. How's things going with Seneca Valley these days?
We're doing really great. Previous state champions, Penn's Cup first in program history, but we have a very solid team this year so far. We're undefeated. Hopefully we'll keep going that way and grab another state title.
So I don't want to tell Coach Francisco, but you might be on your way to Milan to the Olympics after that pirouette in the first period or the third period this afternoon. What the hell happened there?
I'll be honest, I do not remember the play, but it was probably just me getting a little bit lucky. I mean, we'll take all the luck we can get this weekend.
You guys have built a culture with Seneca Valley. I mean, you've been brought up in the developmental program. I know your father had a great deal of work with you guys and Coach Francisco. What's the feeling amongst the younger players that are watching after you? Do you get a lot of interaction with the junior varsity and middle school team?
Oh, absolutely. I help student coach for our JV white team and the middle school blue team. And I'd like to talk to them a lot and see where they're at with their development in the program. And I know they're very excited. They're looking to move forward to the varsity program. And a lot of them have came in even because of our previous success, and they want to be a part of it. I know it's a very exciting time here at Seneca Valley Hockey.
Well, you joined an elite club in Pennsylvania, state champions last year, defeating Holy Ghost Prep. Memorable game, and you guys really put the pedal to the metal. And it seemed to not look back. You won the St. Margaret's event earlier this year, and you're 9-0 on the season. How do you keep the momentum going with this team?
It's incredibly hard because, there's a lot of games where we defeat our opponents by quite a few, and it's hard to stay motivated to, go back, because some people think we're just going to keep coasting through, and it's going to be hard. It really will. It really comes down to just the mentality that we have. It's every game, next man up, and our standard is to win. I think that's really what us as our coaches really put through our minds.
Well, I think one of the things that I've noticed in this early season, that you put the pedal to the metal in the third period. You seem to worn teams down by playing four lines, good puck management, good skill, and it takes a lot to put something like this together, but the consistency is what I'm looking at. I think the consistency of performance, the way you move the puck, the way you handle the pressure, and it reared its ugly head again today when you came back. You were down 5-4, and you won 6-5, and it was just amazing. I watched it again and again. How the heck are you guys doing?
It takes a lot of dedication, especially from all of our players. We have an extremely deep core. Even our JV team, they're doing really well this year. And I know, like you said, we run four lines. Where our depth it's amazing. It's really good. And that's what, like you said, we can just run teams out of the buildings through running our four lines. And coaches, they know how to combine our four lines together extremely well to get the most out of us.
Well, I'm going to leave you with this. There was a great movie called Hoosiers where Gene Hackman talks about not talking about the next step until we've completed the one in front of us. And you got a game against Norwich Free Academy. You looked at them a little bit. Coach Francisco's been making some delicate notes. Good luck today. You guys got your hands full. And we talked about this when you came in Friday. We just want to play on Sunday, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they're definitely. I watched them last night. They're definitely a very, very skilled team. Definitely have their hands full tonight.
Well, let's get Coach Francisco in here for some words. We wish you the best of luck.
Sounds good.
We'll see you Tuesday night at Peters Township. Let's not talk about that yet. We got to talk about Norwich Free Academy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tyler. We're blessed to have Coach Tyler Francisco from Seneca Valley. And Coach, I go back to 2008 when you played in the Directors Cup semifinals at Center Ice Arena in Delmont. And you and Jarrett were running the show then, and you're doing it now. What's the difference like being a player and being a coach in these situations?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is, as a coach, it's you see the game a whole lot different as you did as a 16, 17-year-old kid. There's a lot more that goes into it, a lot of adjustments, and just trying to motivate the team to keep doing what we've been doing all year long. The competition part, I think, stays the same. It's I think everybody loves competition, and that's always the most important part is enjoying that and embracing that. But it's been a really fun time so far, so hopefully we can keep going.
You accomplished something that Seneca Valley has wanted a long time, and it's a state championship a year ago. You overcame a very good South Fayette team in the Penguin Cup final, and then defeated Holy Ghost. I thought a really strong performance by your program. What was that like for the first time to raise that cup as a state champion?
Yeah, it was. It's hard to put into words, to be honest, what that meant for, not just myself, but just Seneca Valley, our program in general. We've kind of, we've been towards the top for a long time, and just the depth of our program of younger guys coming up, and the team that won last year was, a lot of those guys have played together since they've been in 6th and 7th grade. So there's a lot of chemistry. It was a really, tight tight team, and a lot of those guys are seniors now. So, you know, it was special, and I was just so happy for them to finally get it done. And then, you know, just moving into this year, just trying to build off that momentum and just keep going with what we're doing. So it's been good.
Yeah, Carter and I were talking about the consistency of what you're doing, and in the games I've watched this year, your puck management has been terrific. But the attitude of these kids, when I go to a game, I usually get there an hour before, and your kids are all in the building. And that culture you've built there goes a long way. Talk a little bit about the internal group and the leadership you have with that organization.
Yeah, I have to give all credit to the players. Really, they're so serious about what they do, and they're super competitive. Even in practice, everything we do, they're always pushing each other to, you know, be the best or win a small game in practice, whatever it might be. And you know, I think getting a taste of winning last year really kind of, you know, made them realize, you know, we want to try to do it again. And we have a few new players that stepped in this year that I think we're kind of rallying around to try to hope to do that again for some of those kids who didn't experience it last year. So it makes my job a whole lot easier when you have a group that is just so motivated and serious. And they're a great group of kids, and it's a really easy team to coach, just in terms of, you know, how much they care about being here and wanting to win.
You had a chance to have some of the younger guys step in this weekend. You have quite a few guys with dual commitments, which is all part of this whole situation here. How's that been for those young kids? Are you seeing some things in the future you like?
It's been incredible. I think they've kind of exceeded all of our expectations. I don't mean that in a bad way. I knew we'd come up here and be competitive, but you just the teams we're playing up here and what we have, you just never know. And it just speaks volumes to, you know, what our coaches are doing down at the JV level, and preparing these kids to get ready for varsity, and just the experience and learning alone that they're going to get from this weekend is huge, and it's definitely good for their development to help, you know, get them ready for full-time varsity whenever that may be.
Yeah, you have a quiet confidence among your coaching staff. I see your coaches as they kind of smile and smirk at me. I've been around a long time, and I'm really enjoying watching your teams play. It's a pleasure. And for all you guys out in Western Pennsylvania, I know you have a target on your back every game you play since you're a champion. But you're going to have your hands full with this team the rest of the way. I want to wish you the best of luck, and may you go back to the winner's circle and get in March.
Yeah, thanks for number one. Thanks for putting this tournament on, and thanks for everything you do, and thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Tyler.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome back to the South Hockey Network. Hope you enjoyed that interview. Tournament Director Jeff Morrow hosted with a few members of Seneca Valley. Just in time for the puck drop here in the third period. We're underway, final 15 minutes, so a couple more results to share with you. DeMatha was in the exact same situation as Upper St. Clair. They needed to win all 3 periods. Well, they just tied the first period, 1-1 against the Lake Forest Scouts, so now they are out. So there are currently 8 teams left in contention for those final 4 spots, as this one is held on to by Cash Johnson. Those teams are Bethel Park, Glenbrook South, Norwich Free, Seneca Valley, South Kent, Culver Academy, University School, and North Allegheny. All the other teams have been mathematically knocked out of the tournament. So now we shift our focus to the scenarios with South Kent. So they came into this one with 7.5 points per period, lost the first period, tied the second, so now they're sitting at 8.0. If they lose this third period, South Kent, they will be out. If they tie this third period, then it will come down to the goals against tiebreaker. Actually, excuse me. They will likely be out themselves. We'll take a closer look when we know the result, but South Kent, if they win this game, they will be in for sure, no doubt about it. And if they lose this period, they're out for sure. If they tie or win this period, then it will come down to goals against. And we'll look at that if needed, but we're back to our first period shooting sides. Upper St. Clair leading the game 2-1, in spite of being outplayed so far by South Kent. Phil MP 77, great broadcast. Thanks, keep up the good work, we appreciate it, and we remind you to use our chat feature. Love interacting with you watching at home. Also, if you're feeling generous, please subscribe. It is free to do so, and it helps us out a lot. Also, like the video. Give it a thumbs up. Feels like one like or subscription doesn't mean much, but we got 43 people watching last I checked. If just half of you guys did that, it would really help us out a lot as we continue our coverage for the Governor's Cup. Here's Yarkov for the Cardinals. By the way, you might notice we have fixed it on our scoreboard. Thank you very much, Roy Kruger, for that tip, as this one's iced down by Upper St. Clair. That will be an icing. 13:26 to go here in the third. 2-1 game in favor of Upper St. Clair. You know what? I could use some help here on the broadcast. I'm so used to having a online game sheet with the goals and assists. This is on me as a broadcaster, but if any Upper St. Clair Panthers fans can remind me who scored the second goal, I've got Nevin Shigen Siniaski for the first goal, and then Severio Sugarek for the goal for the Cardinals, but missing that second goal for the Panthers. Again, as a broadcaster, I should know, but I've gotten too used to online score sheets. Just paper here at the Governor's Cup, tracking all the statistics. Now back down the other way for the Cardinals, picked up by Adrian Stepien, or Aiden, I should say. Now over to the far side, Suleimanov, back down low. Stepien takes it near side corner. Over to Werbeck. Out to the neutral zone, plays it off the near boards, and Yarkov picks it up. Sends it over the blue line, gets it right to his man on a breakaway. What a save made by Laurent as Axel Pelletier had a look and then some pushing and shoving after the whistle. We'll see if we get any penalties as a result. Here was that chance. The breakaway, great play by Yarkov to get it ahead. Actually, excuse me, this is the commotion right in front of the net. And now we'll get a look at the stop on the breakaway made by Owen Laurent. A penalty each way has been assessed, so we'll stay 5-on-5. No power play for either side. There's the stop, man, Laurent. Win or lose for Upper St. Clair, I think he's getting #1 star of this game. So back underway, South Kent cycles it back up high to the left point. Here's a shot that gets blocked by Justin Schuster and sent out the other way. Robert Kruger. Bella Penny says Ruffner scored the second goal. That's a good call by you. Looking for their third goal as a man tried to go between his legs, but unable to get that one on net, or at least over the goal line cleanly as the net gets taken off its moorings. Upper St. Clair already eliminated from this tournament. Based on the second period being a tie, they needed to win all three. As now they look to play spoiler against this tough South Kent team, but they're gonna have another breakaway. Igor Toskin, and a great play defensively to come back from Upper St. Clair's, I believe that was 67, Justin Schuster. Yeah, good work there defensively. Pardon me, that is actually Nevin Sheegan-Sinowski, I should say. We've had a few whistles here to start this third period. Face-off taken by the Cardinals. I'll send this one deep. One player is laboring at that left circle. He's able to get up and rejoin the play. That is Sugarek. Now behind the net, Toskin. And this one cleared out of the zone. Sugarek, not even going to the bench here. Way out of his net to play that as Cash Johnson. And he gets it out to neutral ice with no harm, no foul. Sugarek. Looks like he's not missing a step out there. If he's hurting, you can't tell. Now out to the neutral zone. Polly will send it over the line. Toskin looked to center it for a crashing Sugarek. Now Toskin got his pocket picked, and out the other way comes the Panthers, knocking this one in. Now out to neutral ice once again. It's Sheegan who opened the scoring in the first period. Sends it on net from neutral ice, but that's stopped by Cash Johnson. The junior netminder getting the nod from head coach Rob Belger. And has had a solid game so far. Hasn't seen a whole lot of shots, but has made some big saves. Now taken back by the Panthers. This one sticked ahead, as Upper St. Clair will change the forwards. At least a couple of them. Now sent out to the neutral zone in his skates, John Durant. And now back into the zone for Brett McQuaid. McQuaid looks to set up a streaking man. That's Yarkov. He's got a partial break taken down from behind. Bench screaming for a penalty, but they're not going to get one. Stays a 2-1 game. The period stays 0-0. At this current moment, South Kent with 8 period points. Going to need at least 8.5 to get the tiebreaker. And they can get that if they tie this period. As you see below your scoreboard, the score of this period is 0-0. A unique format here at the Governor's Cup that's been used for now 20 years by Jeff Morrow and PA Hockey, a great annual tradition. This tournament is at the beautiful Northwest Arena here in Jamestown, New York, just about an hour south of Buffalo, New York. Lots of Buffalo Sabres signage out there. And we get a whistle with 9:04 to go in the period. Dylan Ward here on the broadcast. Belger, not Belger. Thank you very much, Roy. Roy, you've been our MVP in the chat room. I hope you've subscribed. Appreciate you hanging out with us and contributing to the broadcast. We like to make it interactive here on the South Hockey Network. As it's brought into the zone, here's a backhand shot. Not a lot of speed on it, and Laurent makes the save. 8:40 to go here in the third period. So in case you're wondering, Norwich Free and Seneca Valley would be the team South Kent is trying to surpass, as those two are going to play each other in the next game. Dive a little bit more in detail in that next whistle. In the slot, this one's backhanded down low, but knocked out of the zone. And Stepien fires it in. We've had a streak of some entertaining games here. This is our 4th broadcast this weekend. 4th of what will be 8 games here on the South Hockey Network for coverage of the 2025 Governor's Cup. We've had a 2-1 game. We did have a 7-2 game. Our last game was 3-2 in a shootout. And look at this. We've got another 1-goal contest between between South Kent and Upper St. Clair. Here's another stretch pass waiting at the blue line, and they score! It's sent home by Axel Pelletier, and the game is tied 2-2 here between South Kent and Upper St. Clair. Great pass from their own zone as well, from basically below the goal line, just a few feet out. And look at that, tape to tape, and making no mistake finding that top right corner. Axel Pelletier with his team-leading 3rd goal of the Governor's Cup. Right there, averaging a goal per game, and it's a bottle popper as well. Goalie came out of the crease, made himself big, but that was no problem for the South Kent Cardinals. Big game-tying goal here as they're fighting for their tournament hopes. This one's backhanded in. Below the goal line, picked up by Yarkov. Now top of the left circle. Sent down low by Toskin. We don't have shots on goal, unfortunately, at this tournament, but the Cardinals have been outplaying this game by a landslide. Owen Laurent in net for Upper St. Clair has been just brilliant for the Panthers. We'll see if South Kent can crack him at least one more time and squeak out a victory and clinch their spot in tomorrow morning's semifinals. Daniel Esposito off the boards out to neutral ice. Yarkov got it back to Esposito. Gets it over to a man waiting at the blue line. Now it's dropped off. Toskin to the left point. Here's a shot. Big save made by Laurent. And it's brought the other way by Upper St. Clair. 2-on-2 rush as Sheegan leads the way. Over the line, taken back by the Cardinals, but a whistle stops play as a man went crashing into the goal down to our left. Not sure if we caught that on camera, but you know what did catch it? Our goal cams, as always. And that is the reason for the whistle. Roy Kruger chimes in again. This has been so much better than the normal passive watching of other standard streaming services. We really appreciate it, Roy. And I believe you said you are a Upper St. Clair fan, looking to play spoiler here against South Kent. Amber Miller, likely reacting to the goal, says, "Let's go!" I count 5 O's and 3 exclamation marks on that one, so very enthusiastic from Amber Miller. So we're down to the final 5 minutes and 52 seconds here of the 3rd period. Two-2 game. South Kent has not led at any point tonight. Has just been tied at best. Tear. It's knocked into the end boards. Now this one's off the back of the net. Ref thought about blowing the whistle, but we'll let play continue. Oh, my apologies, Roy. No, South Kent all the way. Excuse me for that one. That's right, you were the one that corrected us on Cardinals. Sorry about that, Roy. I was just talking about how great of a commentator you've been. Didn't mean to accuse you of rooting for the wrong team. 5:12 to go here in the third period. Dylan Ward on the call with you alongside Gerard Boris, our video producer. All right, well, in that case, I changed my comment. You are watching your South Kent Cardinals try and find that playoff spot. A win would secure it. An overtime loss would keep them alive. As a matter of fact, a regulation loss at this point by 1 goal would also keep them alive. We'll dive deeper into the goals against tiebreaker soon. Here's a centering pass, a couple chances, and Laurent makes a few saves. Back up high to the right point, another chance, and he makes more saves. I think he just made 6 saves in the last 10 seconds. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look at the replays on those. Here is the second flurry we saw. This is after those first couple of saves. Look at this. Shot from up high, 1, 2, and I think there's a third one somewhere in there. We'll look at it from this angle too. And right before this, he made more. Now here's a shot and they score! South Kent takes the lead. 3-2 with 4:39 to go in the third period. I apologize, we were looking at a replay. It looks to be Ivan Filimonov. Let's take a look at the replay. We'll show you all 3 angles since we didn't catch it live, but the South Kent Cardinals, a much deserved goal, and yep, that is Ivan Filimonov, the junior forward, the team leader in points so far at the Governor's Cup. And South Kent has their first lead of the hockey game. Nice shot off the post and in. Right here. Still got big fish to fry, though. This game is far from over. Upper St. Clair looking to play that spoiler role as this one goes off the near glass and is whistled down. Roy says, this USC goalie is out of his mind. All credit due. Have to agree with you. Yes, 25 is Ivan. So Ivan Filimonov gets his second goal of the tournament, 6 points to go along with his 4 assists. And we'll get ready for a face-off here. South Kent attacking zone, right wing circle. Face-off, 50-50 puck, near side half boards is eventually possessed by the Cardinals. And that shot can go Yurkov. Now kept alive. Toskin takes a shot, deflects high in the air. And Upper St. Clair grabs the puck. They'll look to clear. Owen Taylor comes to the near side for Sheegan. Can't hack it out. Igor Toskin to the far side. Now it's Yarkov. Gets it down low near the goal line. Tried a backdoor chance for Toskin, but he was just out of position, and we get a whistle as the net comes off its moorings. Stopping play with 3:28 to go here in the third. 3-2 score in favor of the South Kent Cardinals as they broke the tie just about a minute ago for their first lead of the game. A win clinches the spot for the Cardinals in the semifinals. Now here, down low in the slot was Ilyas Yarkov, but he sent that puck wide. Now up high, this one's thrown towards the net, but blocked on its way. The Panthers looking to get something going as they exit the zone. One man wanted a breakaway pass in neutral ice, but he never got the puck. Now brought back in by the Cardinals. Here's a shot from the left side by Sugarek, and that one wouldn't go. Now a hit into the far side half boards, way up high. This one deflects wide of the net. Getting to that time in the game where Upper St. Clair will think about pulling their netminder. They'll enter the zone, but just offside there as we get down to 2:43 to go in the third. Upper St. Clair won the first period, tied the second, on pace to lose this third. You can see on the scoreboard in the top left corner of your screen, The goals this period, 2-0 for the Cardinals. It's the main tiebreaker here at the Governor's Cup. Now sent down low to the slot. Panthers will stick this one out. Pull cue by Ruffner. One hand on his stick out of the zone. Sent in. No signal to the goaltender yet to come off. They'll wait till they have possession in the offensive zone. Cassini taken away by Stepien, but South Kent making it hard to grab possession. Now it's kept alive at the blue line. This shot fired high. Now brought back the other way by the Cardinals. They've got a 2-on-1. It's Polly with the puck down the right wing side. Finn on a shot, and it is an easy stop for Laurent. As we are down to our final 100 seconds here in the third period. South Kent looking to complete the comeback and clinch tomorrow morning semifinals. If they can hang on. Out to the neutral zone. This one backhanded ahead. Grabbed back by Upper St. Clair, but intercepted in the neutral zone. Sent in by Daniel Esposito. The goalie is out, so an empty net to shoot at for the Cardinals. And 6 attackers out there. That one hit the netting pretty clearly. That was a missed stoppage by the official. To be honest with you, it's probably a break for... That was pretty clearly offside. I thought they weren't going to call that one, but they do. With a bit of a late whistle. And watch right here. Play did not stop here as this puck went into the netting out of play. Just off camera, but I've got a couple of eyeballs, and I promise you it did. So they'll keep the net empty with a neutral zone face-off, looking to tie this game up. Far side. Now Sheehan backhands this one deep. A man's taken down near side. No penalty called. Fans wanting one. Now sent down low. Tear looked to tap that one in, but he could not. 47 seconds to go here in this one. This one's rung around the boards, out to neutral ice and beyond. Far enough for an icing, and that'll stop the clock again. Don't forget, both teams still have a timeout to spare. We'll see if Upper St. Clair calls it here with an offensive zone draw. And the goalie pulled, looking to tie the game. And they do. The Panthers call the timeout with 39.3 seconds to go. What a game we've had here at the Northwest Arena in Jamestown, New York. Glad to have you with us. Who opened the chatting says, way to go, SKS. Now, South Kent Cardinals, I would think that's SKC. What does the S stand for? Let me know. School, perhaps? South Kent School? I'm not sure. Upper St. Clair, looking to make things interesting. We've already had 4 games in this tournament go to OT, including the last one here on our broadcasting slate. Went all the way to a shootout, as a matter of fact. You can see both teams talk things over as the fans anxiously watch on. A big third period for the Cardinals as they erased a 2-1 deficit, currently lead 3-2. Just as I suspected, by the way. South Kent School. All right. Moment of truth here at Northwest Arena. 6 attackers on for the Panthers. Empty net to shoot at for the Cardinals. The face-off at the left circle. As the official makes sure everyone is in legal positioning for this draw. Ruffner ready at the dot. He wins it back up high, but it goes all the way outside the zone. South Kent looking to tap this one ahead. This is shot from neutral ice and missed the net off the stick of Sugarek, looking for a second goal of the game. Now, from the right point, this shot is blocked by Jacob Tear. Igor Toskin tried for the empty net, and it's sent back the other way for Gallardini. 17 seconds left. Ruffner in his own zone. He'll take a lap. Running out of time is Upper St. Clair. Knocking this one in. Down below the goal line, it's settled down by the Cardinals. 2 seconds on the clock. Backhander towards the net, hit the side of the cage, and the buzzer sounds. The South Kent Cardinals win all 3 preliminary games, and they have clinched the semifinals of the 2025 Governor's Cup with a come-from-behind 3-2 victory. Came down from 2-1 down with 2 goals here in this third period, and they are moving on to Sunday morning. They don't know their seed yet. They don't know their rink yet, but they will be playing at least one more game here in the 2025 Governor's Cup, as opposed to Kent School, which is another school within a few minutes in Northwest Connecticut. Good to know. Amber Miller, go SKS, which I now know is South Kent School. Woo! Only 3 O's and 1 exclamation mark that time. A little less enthusiastic this time around from Amber Miller. That's going to do it for our coverage of this one. Be sure you stay tuned, as we'll be broadcasting one of the 2 semifinal games tomorrow morning. Will it be South Kent? We'll know shortly by the end of the night. Dylan Ward here on the call. Gerard Boris, our video producer. Thank you so much for joining us here and hanging out with us on this Saturday evening. One more time, the final score. South Kent Cardinals 3, Upper St. Clair Panthers 2. We'll see you for the next game here on our marathon at the Northwest Arena, as we'll see Seneca Valley take on Norwich Free, a couple of teams that are 2-0. Should make for a good game. Till then, have a great rest of your Saturday night, everyone.